Hey guys, Lane Stevens here with Pro's Choice Marine. Today is a super exciting day for me. I'm standing here with my 2025 Ranger 208 Alpha and I cannot wait to get this thing out on the water with you guys. I'm gonna bring you guys inside the boat, show you all of the features inside, how I have it set up for tournament bass fishing, and we're gonna bring you out on the water, show you how the boat handles, and hopefully catch some fish for you guys today as well. Before I start this video, I wanna give a huge shout out to Pro's Choice Marine in Warsaw, Missouri. They're the largest White River Marine dealer in the entire nation. Whether you guys are looking for a new or used boat or just to get service done, fiberglass or aluminum, they absolutely kill it for me every single time. I'm super excited to be partnered with them and they're a great company. Definitely check them out. Unlike older boxy aluminum boats, Ranger built this boat with a pad V hull and a sculpted transom, which gives you fiberglass style handling on the water. It's going to be more aggressive, more top end speed, but you're not giving up any of the advantages that comes with aluminum in shallow water, which I'm most fired up about. So we're going to start in the back, guys. I'm going to show you exactly what I have on this boat back here. It's a Mercury 250 Pro XS. This thing is an absolute beast. I've only ever run Mercury. I haven't had very many issues with them, so that's why I decided to go with this again. Two twin power pole blades, 8-footers. I went with this yellow and black kind of color scheme with the white. It's what I had on my last boat, and I got a lot of compliments on it. Something new to me for this year, which I think is really cool, is this remote drain plug from Ranger. I have never had a boat that has had a remote drain plug in it. So I think that's super awesome. Just like that, plug in, plug out, and if you forget to put your plug in, you can just walk back here on the back deck and put that plug in and not have to swim down in the water or re-put your boat back on the trailer. So I think that's super, super cool. I have the new Lowrance transducer on the back of this thing. It is the AIHD Pro, I believe. And now we're gonna move up here to the console of the boat. It's where all the magic happens. Ranger Ride System. This is a 7-inch screen. Absolutely new to me. I haven't had one of these in the past. Let me fire this thing up for you guys. Kicks on, shows you your fuel, how much fuel you've burned per trip, which is super nice. RPMs, obviously, speed, motor temperature, how much power you're getting to your motor, number of hours on the boat, PSI for your motor, and where your trim's at. I also have a Bob's Machine jack plate, and this gauge is mounted right there for me. Super easy to use. I love this Bob's Machine jack plate. I've never had an issue with them. And something really cool that I like about this boat is that you have these toggle switches. And I can control it all off of the Ranger Ride System, but if that system goes out for whatever reason, these switches, you can get a brand new one for $2 or $3 at pretty much any hardware store. Got a power pole button. I also have the remote buttons up here for just stomping on them. And I have two HDS 12 lives right here. These guys, I've never had an issue with them. Super, super good units. They're really user-friendly. I have dual blinker trim right here at the steering wheel. One for the jack plate, one for my actual motor. And I do have a hot foot in this boat. So this is the view from the back deck. Right here, you have your live well systems. These live wells are actually linked together. There is a divider right here. You can take in there out, whether you prefer the one or the two. But I like this system because if you add additive like G-Juice or anything of that nature, it goes into both live wells. You can also ice one side and it leaks into both. So for tournament fishing, I love this feature and having both the live wells connected. I always have, and I like that Ranger takes advantage of that because it sucks having to get 2 bags of ice or multiple bags of ice for all of your fish. When realistically, now I can just ice one side and both of them will get as cool as they need to. Probably end up putting most of my tools and stuff back here and probably plastics on this side just to kind of keep most of the weight or more weight in the back. This is just a bunch of mounts and extra wiring and stuff. Like I said, I only have 5 hours on this boat. I just picked it up So that's kind of why everything is, it's not super set up yet, but 2 big storage compartments back here, both the live wells. Now I'm gonna get into my battery setup. Only 2 battery system for me, which this has worked really, really well for me in the past. This other one is tucked back up here, but it's only 1 battery. I have a 12 volt, 130 amp for all of my electronics and a cranking power battery for my motor. Like I said, it's just 1 battery. I run all my electronics, both my live scopes and my motor off this, all my accessories. Had this in my last boat. I've never had an issue. Those guys make a killer battery. This is Bluetooth, so I can monitor all of it on my phone. And all my important fuses and stuff are right back here. They're all tied up. I have my master power switch, my accessory switch, and both of my battery chargers are mounted back here on this wall. I have a Noco single bank for that big cranking battery, and this is the Eternal Lithium waterproof trolling motor battery. This thing is lights out. I haven't had an issue with the Noco either. Both my power pumps, these are the same power poles that I had on my last boat. Something that's really cool in this boat, this Ranger added a spare prop feature back here. It's super easy. It's just this 1 wing nut. Screws down super tight, never have to worry about it. And you have plenty of room back here. Like, there's so much open space, especially with just having a 2 battery system. That's what I've enjoyed about it the most, is just all the space. And if I do happen to have an issue, it's super easy for me to get back here. There's not a ton of wires. It's easy for me to diagnose it, and I have a ton of power to go multiple days on the water. Something I'm really, really impressed with and I've had on the boats in the past is this RMP anchor light. Fits right on the top of your power pole like that, and it basically replaces the need for you to put in an anchor light. And so in the mornings when you dump in, tournament morning, it's so nice. It's just one less thing that you have to get out or worry about, as I can just flip my switch. It's wired right into my console button. So right down here, Ranger has an awesome sea deck in the bottom of their boat, which I love. I don't mind the carpet, but especially in the floorboard, I definitely want that sea deck. So this is the ice chest right here, cooler. You could use it for extra storage. I don't have anything too crazy in there. I actually put some ice in here when I picked this boat up a couple days ago, and kept ice in there for 2 days. And it is pretty hot here in Oklahoma, so as of now, I haven't got to use this a ton, but I'm super impressed with how long that ice stayed in there cold. I do have Bass Boat Technology mounts on the front and the back of this boat. This is the dual, and I recommend, especially if you have Lowrances, to get these aftermarket Bass Boat Tech gimbal mounts. These things are rock solid. I have them on every single graph that's on my boat, just because it's so important that there's no vibration or anything. So the last thing you want to happen is a graph get beat off in some rough water, or it's just one less thing you have to worry about. I do not have this boat loaded how I would normally for tournament fishing, but I do have a bunch of stuff just kind of thrown in here. All of the tackle that I have right now is in this box specifically. I have not put anything into these 2 boxes yet, just because this is the stuff I figured I was going to fish with the next couple days, and I'll have a tournament coming up anytime soon, so figured that would probably be the easiest, just for me to throw everything in the middle. 10 rod slots right here, and right down here there's a little holder for the butt. So if you do want to fit longer rods, like this is an 8-foot crankbait rod, and that one's a 7'8" glide bait rod that I made. And so those fit right here in the middle, no problem. As you can see, I have a bunch of stuff loaded up in here. I'm not gonna take all this out, I apologize. I might do another video of it there, or once I get this thing loaded up, on how I'm gonna actually be fishing tournaments. But ton of storage in this middle compartment. I'm super happy with that. To the main rod box, there's these metal beams on all of the boxes if you want to add bait hangers or magnets or anything like that, and so I'm definitely going to do that. It has a shelf system, and here in the actual live well itself, there's 3 dividers, so you can slide your rods in the top side and then the bottom side. There is a shelf system. I personally don't enjoy the shelf system a ton, so I'm probably going to end up taking this out and just slide all of these rods back. Just gives me more storage, and I don't mind them laying on top of each other. I feel like I can fit more rods in there, especially if I'm fishing with somebody and we're traveling to a tournament or such. I want to fit as many rods in there as I possibly can, and this thing is absolutely huge. I shouldn't have a problem fitting 30 to 45 rods in here, probably no problem. This is a, instead of one big rod box like the other side, this is a dual big old storage bin for soft plastics or boxes or anything of that such. And there is a drain hole down there as well, just in case any water gets in there. As you can see, more options to mount bait hangers or magnets or anything of that such over here. And this is where I have my black boxes mounted for my active targets. And because I have 5 Lowrances, I do have the network box for the Ethernet cords. And you need this when you just have a lot of units. So all of the Ethernet cords will flow into this box and make sure that everything connects correctly. All of these cords run right out of here. I probably won't ever have an issue with any of this setup right here. It's super clean. I'm super happy with this. It's up out of the way. It's never gonna get any water damage. And if you can see right in here, that's a channel for rigging. And Ranger has these. I do carry extra lights in here just in case mine go out. And there's little clamps in here that keep them up out of the way, just like so. Front of the boat, this is where all the fish catching actually happens. This front deck, like I said, is a 96-inch beam. This thing is absolutely huge. You will not find another aluminum boat on the market that has a fishing platform like this 208 Alpha. There are 3 front deck holes for you crappie guys. Front rod straps on both sides, obviously, it's pretty standard. Power pole stomp switches. Ultrex Quest this year. I've never used this, but I've heard a lot of really good things about it. 3 Lowrance HDS Lives up here on Bass Boat Technology mounts. Pro's Choice did an awesome job of mounting this thing. This is actually a Nitro Bass Boat Tech mount, and I was kind of worried that I was gonna have to buy a new mount and have to deal with either selling this one or something of that nature, but they made it work. They always work with me. They do an awesome job. And something that I'm really excited about are these guys right here. Come with the Bass Boat Tech mount, but they, you can see they did really good work right here and modded this mount to where it will fit and absorb as much of that vibration as it possibly can, which overall just makes me safer on the water. Like I said, these are shorty gimbals on the bottom, and then for my top graph, which is what I run my forward on, I do like having that, I don't know if it's a normal size or what this one is, but it's the big one, just to kind of elevate that graph and get it as close to me as possible when I am live scoping and all of that good stuff. There's a trim gauge down here, along with navigation light button up here, and these are my TH Marine lights down here. These things are super sweet. I absolutely love my Active Target 2s. Can't beat them in my opinion. It is the best forward-facing sonar on the market. I absolutely love them. The perspective, awesome on it. This is a Bass Fishing Electronics 0-degree mount, and so if I want, I can change it into perspective that easy. And if I'm fishing deeper water, I can adjust this thing in increments down like such, instead of it being perfectly flat like this. If I'm fishing deeper, I can angle that thing down, and I'll probably end up sliding this to here and forward and just running it on the barrel of my trolling motor. I've had really good success with that in the past. The only thing I will say about the setup that I have now, obviously love my setup. I have perspective and a forward, and but I do not have HDS Pro units. And so what that means is if I did have HDS Pro units, I would be able to ping sync both of these active targets to where they shoot at the same ping frequency and there's no interference. So because I do not have Pro units, I do have a little bit more interference, and when I get on the water here in a little bit and get to fishing, you'll probably see that. I'm planning on screen recording and catching some fish for you guys, so you can kind of just see how that process goes. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up everything I got. Ranger 208 Alpha, this thing is absolutely sweet. Can't wait to get it on the water with you guys, and we're gonna take it out and do some fishing, show you guys the whole shot, some speed. Like I said, I'm still in the break-in process. I'm at almost 5 hours, so I can run wide open. I just can't run wide open for any longer than a couple minute increments. I definitely don't want to hold it at wide open, but I will open this thing up for you guys, show you where the water line's at and when it's trimmed out and all that good stuff. But if you guys have any questions about this boat, comment down below, reach out to me on Instagram or Pro's Choice Marine, shoot them a call. If you guys have any questions, like I said, me or them can definitely answer any questions that you guys might have over this model. All right, y'all, we're on the water. As always, life jacket and kill switch on. I know the number one question I'm gonna get asked is, what does this thing run on the top end? So this boat is gonna perform at its best with as much weight as I can get in the back of the boat. Especially with my lithium batteries back there. The more weight I can get back there is gonna cause that bow to lift a lot more, and that's where you're gonna get a lot of your top end speed come from. And it's not really how I have the boat loaded right now, just because I'm obviously still in the break-in process and I'm just out fun fishing. So most of my weight is in that middle compartment. But like I said, I'm gonna open this thing up and bring you guys along. I'm gonna hold you guys right on the speed. I'm gonna try to lock that right there and hold you. And this is at jack plate at 1.5. I'm gonna start trimmed all the way down and go from there. So as you guys can see, I hit 68 right there. I really think once I get this thing loaded right and get done with this break-in, I think this should be a 70 mile an hour boat with a tournament load pretty consistently. Definitely high 60s, low 70s. That's about what I expected out of this thing, but super smooth, even riding super fast like that. It's pretty calm out here today, but there are some boat wakes around, but you just kind of walk right over them, which I really enjoy. This is a super fun boat to drive, but definitely impressed with it so far. I haven't tried taking off in super shallow water. I'm about to run the jack plate and see how high I can run that jack plate and still get out of the hole. For a lot of you shallow water guys that maybe are looking into aluminum boat, that's gonna be a super big deal for getting on pad in really, really skinny water. So I'm gonna bump this jack plate up to 3, which I feel like is a very good range being trimmed down to take off. And if this thing pops right out, I'll go up to 4, and so on and so forth until it gets tough for me. No problem there, so I'm gonna go up to 4. And same thing, all the way trimmed down, jack plate on 4. So no problem on 3 or 4. I'm now gonna go up to 5. You could hear it start to blow out a little bit when I actually got up on pad. That's just because it had enough prop in the water to actually push the boat up, but not enough prop in the water to, once I actually got on pad, for it to really be gripping. So it's gonna be one of those things that if you're running your jack plate high to get up on pad in that shallow water, immediately start trimming and then bump that jack plate down a little bit so that prop gets some bite. So I'm gonna do the same thing on 5, and let's see what happens. again, no problem on 5. Let's go down to, I guess let's bump it all the way to 6. This is as high as this jack plate will possibly go. Staying trimmed down. Again, absolutely no problem. I'm super impressed with that, especially being an aluminum boat. Wow, I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting right around 5 it to get really like the bow raising up and not wanting to set down up onto pad. But I'm super impressed with that. That was jack plate all the way up at 3, 4, 5, and 6. No issues. So you should be able to take out, or at least put this boat on pad in about any little bit of water that you want and not have an issue. And like I said, you can hear that motor start to bog out a little bit on 4, 5, and 6, just because that motor's jacked so far up, it just doesn't have enough prop once the boat actually sets over to have enough grip. But like I said, once you're on pad on that shallow water, you can bump that jack plate down and start trimming up, and you want to start going as fast as possible, just so there's as little boat in the water when you're running that skinny shallow water. But super impressed with that. I hope you guys enjoyed that little test. I'm probably going to start doing some fishing soon. Big guy right there. Just like that, guys. Well guys, today has been absolutely awesome. Thank you for watching this video. Those were actually the first couple fish that I've caught out of this boat, so that was super special for me to bring you guys along for the ride today. Hopefully the screen recording with the active target worked out good so you guys could see what I was looking at. I'm gonna head back to the house. Huge shout out to the guys at Pro's Choice Marine. I could not be happier with the way that this boat ended up turning out, from the way that the graphs are mounted, to the wiring harness, to how clean everything is mounted in the back. There's obviously some kinks that I gotta work out, like all new boats, but I'll keep you guys updated as I go along. Thank you guys for watching.